until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So are you a little bit green-fingered, perhaps? Or would you just like to have a go? Well, a Derby charity needs volunteers to help them harvest their potatoes, lettuce, onions and marrows. The River Network Allotment is a community garden that provides fresh produce to local families, youth, housing families and church groups in Derbyshire. This year, the allotment is expecting a bumper crop. Let's catch up with Terry Eckersley from the River Network. Morning, Terry.
Good morning, Susan. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Is weather like this a good thing at the moment, or is it just a little bit of a washout?
You can hear me laughing out loud. It's hilarious, really, because it is both a good thing and a bad thing. Because of the bit of sunshine we had and a lot of rain, it's creating a bumper harvest, but also a few weeds. So it's a bit of both, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, on a personal note, I don't like it, Terry, but it's a great excuse to get your new wellies out, isn't it?
Exactly, and that's a good thing if you've got an allotment. When it rains, it's got a silver lining. You can say, well, at least the allotment needs it, and it saves you going over watering all the time. So it's a blessing. It's like a vicar in a gorilla suit. It's a blessing in disguise.
Tell us about the allotment then a little bit more.
Okay, well, we've got about six raised beds. We've got a summer house there. That's ironic, isn't it? A summer house. It's got a good roof on it. And we've got herb beds, and we're growing everything from tomatoes to courgettes, potatoes, onions, and a lot of stuff that you mentioned before. And it's a community allotment, so we have people from the community, people we reach out and work with families or Ukrainian refugees who are now getting reintegrated into the community here. Our supported housing projects, they come along. So it's giving people community and purpose, and that's what we all need, really. So that's just an explanation of it in short, really.
Yeah. How does all the planting get divided up? Where does it all go? The
Well,
veg,
that
sorry.
goes. Yeah, well, we've got a number of food banks and food distribution service, so we distribute that to the community, but we also distribute it to the people who are on team and come along and support. So you get wages in kind, if you like, for volunteers who come along. They're taking on potatoes, onions at the moment, courgettes, stacks of lettuce. So that's what happens with the produce. We distribute it.
And you need some help, don't you? So what kind of people do you need to come along and volunteer for you?
Well, it's interesting. Like I often say when we're pioneering new projects, two qualifications: are you breathing and have you got a pulse? And and I really mean that. So it's not difficult. Of course, we'll coach and train. I mean, it's quite funny because my wife thinks it's an amazing miracle that I've actually got into this and I've got involved and I'm thriving in it. Because you would not think I was an allotment or gardening type. I was never a gardening type. But since I got into the allotment, it's so good for just pottering. It is therapeutic. It's not difficult work. I mean, we've just been harvesting some potatoes, and you literally put a fork in, just tilt it up, and you've got a few pounds of potatoes. So when you say what kind of people, people who might be a bit lonely, people who've got extra time on their hands, people who want to rebuild their lives after they might have had issues or addiction issues or mental health issues. A lot of people have had that coming out of lockdown, etc. So anybody who wants to be part of a team, part of a community, enjoy themselves and literally reap the harvest, for coming along.
And you are the best advert for it as well, Terry, because certainly people can enjoy a sense of humour if they come along as well, can't they, and work with you guys?
Exactly, we do. I said that to some people last night, really. Doing what we do, you need a sense of humour. So, sense of humour and joy and having fun and enjoying the simple things in life really, really helps people who might be lonely, isolated, challenges with mental health or any other issues. Or, they might be at silver surfer age, which I might be approaching now, and they've got time on their hands. They can come along. People bring flasks, sandwiches, sit in the summer house. It's a great environment to get involved in.
Absolutely. Well, it's always good to talk to you, Terry. Thanks so much for coming on the programme. That's Terry Eckersley there from River Network. If you want to find out more information or to volunteer, go to rivernetworkcharity.org.uk. Or if you can't retain those details at the moment, I can't remember stuff if I'm driving.